Now, Northwest Premier Bushi Mape says they've introduced a quarter-by-quarter assessment of municipalities which will look into the performance of the municipalities. Mape was speaking during his first maiden state of the province address in Mahikeng. The Northwest has been plagued by numerous issues, including corruption, poor service delivery and the mismanagement of public funds. eNCA reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones following that story, joining us now live this hour. Good afternoon, Pule. Anything new at all that the Premier said today?
Well, good afternoon, Pradhan. It was quite, a hot seat the Premier had to take today. Bushi Mape there, having to address the province in terms of what are some of his plans and administering change as to how will development be implemented in the already financially distressed province. And of course, we do understand that this is one province as well that has come under Section 100 under administration. And, Mr. Mape had to come up with a lot of, ways and strategies from some local government officials as well as to how they would be administering change in the province, one of which they've said that they've set aside billions for the infrastructure development plan, which includes, of course, working upon, helping and fixing some of the public facilities and schools where pupils and students can learn under. But most importantly, strengthening the law enforcement agencies in the province, which includes, of course, having to work hand in hand with the special investigative units and ensuring that they implement the quarter-to-quarter report, which would look at the standard and performances of the already aiding municipalities in the province. Remember, just recently, the Cocta department had said that about 86% of municipalities were under administration and also were incurring financial distress, which means that they were not performing quite well. We've seen most of them already, Pradhan, as we've been over the past couple of weeks, such as this about municipality, which was mentioned, of course, during the State of the Province address, and of course, Mamusa as well, which we know there's been a lot of political squabbling going on there, which finds itself with two municipal managers. Those are some of the challenges that were addressed by the Premier as well, saying that it will, of course, take time to administer such change, but they were working speedily as an administration to ensure that they can bring the province back to its feet and up and running to accelerate service delivery. We spoke to him earlier on during a presser, and these are some of his reactions post the State of the Province address, rather.
We are coming from a very difficult history. Veteran will tell you, very difficult history of municipalities, which operated like, Texas in America, where they say around 1885 it was just law of the jungle, no rule of law. And this was the case in most municipalities in the province. And of course, people will say in the country. We are trying to restore order. We are trying to ensure that municipalities do things in terms of the legislation. We are thinking that we are encouraged with the many that are saying, they want to adhere to legislation and all the prescripts. The strategy we are developing is based on Section 154 of the Constitution, which says that the provincial government should assist municipalities to develop capacity so that municipalities can deliver on the mandate.
Well, that's what Bushi Mape has to say there at that point. Pule, what about opposition parties in the province? What are they saying?
Well, opposition parties do say that they have not welcomed the State of the Province address. They're saying that these are just repetitive statements that were said by the then Premier of the province, Job Mokgoro, and they're saying this is a cut and paste, particularly those sentiments coming from the Democratic lines, from Freddie, who is the member of the provincial legislature for the party. And if you could just listen to that bite there by the Premier, he just highlighted there that, there's been quite a lot of lawlessness happening in the province, and the DA is of the view that since he is coming into the office, which is Bushi Mape, there hasn't been quite a lot of change. One may argue that he's been in the office just he's still quite new in the office, but yet the opposition parties are saying they would have wanted to see some bit of change having been happening in the province. Of course, we do understand that now what has also been new is that 50 million has been set aside to ensure the fixing of infrastructure and ensuring that there's clean water for some of the residents living in these already ailing municipalities within the province. Take a listen to what the opposition parties had to say about the state of the province address, Protan.
They are failing on one thing in municipalities, and that is consequence management. When you see, your Systems Act, your Structures Act, they are very clear on when people do not perform their job and their duties, what must happen. And that is where the political will part of it must come in, whereby when mayors and speakers are not doing their job, they must be chopped off. And it is only the Premier and the MEC in the province that have those powers of directing politically to say, this is what must happen. Until they become bold enough to do that, we'll sit here 1 hour and feel that we've wasted our time like we did today.
Thank you very much, Pule Letshwiti-Jones in Mahikeng there.